Today I want to talk to you about America. I love it. I hate it. You probably hate it too.
It's Lil Baby.
Before I talk to you about America, I want to plead to anyone listening. We need to stop saying we know things. Some of y'all got a 500 on your SAT, and you're telling me you know that Erica Kirk is a clone raised by the military-industrial complex that was inserted into modern politics?
This is Erica Kirk, another Erica Kirk.
But honestly, I hate when people think that they know something. You could think something, you can have an idea, but to unequivocally say you know something is preposterous. I think the internet made it feel like we have this unlimited access to truth. Nah, boy, we got an unlimited access to information. For truth, you got to get that premium plan. And that premium plan is unlocked by learning how to read, you illiterate fucks. I do it too, but don't you feel crazy when you look at somebody and you say the words, "I saw on TikTok," or "Did you see what he tweeted?" Like, imagine being on trial for murder and being like, "Your Honor, I know the prosecution is saying I did it, but Brittany Snow 67 on TikTok has some evidence I'd like to share with the court." The judge be trying to dismiss it and shit, and I'm over here like, yo, she got 100,000 followers though. What are we talking about? Seriously, the unfettered access to information has only reinforced one thing for me, and that is that I don't know anything for absolute certain. Shit, you could tell me Kevin Hart was grown from Chris Rock's genes and a piece of Shaq's dick in a lab in Wuhan, and honestly, I would spend the rest of my day thinking about it. Like, Kevin Hart is as funny as Chris Rock, and he is like the height of Shaq's dick. And you know what? That's beautiful, and it's fucked up. Like, I spend so much of my time, I'm sure many of you, thinking about all the things that may be. It's a curse. I waste so much time overthinking about all of it. But what's liberated me is accepting I don't know anything. And there are only 3 truths to life. 1, life is one big mystery. When we all get this one, maybe we'll spend a little less time making clickbait YouTube videos and more time watching, reading, and observing in the pursuit of truth. 2, you will die. Do with that what you will. Love, fight for the world, or jerk off for all I care. But do everything with the understanding that your time here is finite. 3, this one's important, so I want y'all to really listen up. When you inevitably die, if you've ever been mean to Donald Trump, he will write a psychotic tweet about you at 9 a.m. in the morning. As I live through the conspiracy of the world we live in today, I don't know whether to cry or laugh. Like I'm sure many of you, spend my nights in bed holding my partner and getting ignored by our cat, scrolling through the news wondering, how did we get here? I don't know, but I think I know a piece of the puzzle, and that piece is named Fritz Haber. Fritz Haber invented the Haber-Bosch process. The Haber-Bosch process converts atmospheric nitrogen, N2, to ammonia, NH3 by a reaction with, look, I don't know what I'm saying. You don't know what I'm saying. You don't care what I'm saying. The real question is this: why the fuck does any of this matter? Well, it matters because the Haber-Bosch process is literally what allows us to feed half of the world's population. Because of the Haber-Bosch process, we were able to create synthetic fertilizer, which allowed us to grow crops and sustain population growth in the world. It's literally the reason our planet is able to even support as many people as it does. But here's the pain of duality, the pain of balance. The same process that feeds half of the world, the same process that keeps babies from starving and keeps humanity thriving on this planet, is the same process that's slowly killing our planet. That synthetic fertilizer that feeds so many of us is also killing marine life and ruining our water supply and making the air we breathe more toxic. And that's the puzzle piece I'm trying to understand. Duality, it's all around us. And that embedded duality is what has me in a bind. Like, I don't know if I could pick up anything and be like, this is 100% good or 100% bad. Like, anything. Like, and that bothers me, honestly. Like, I could be like, wow, the Teletubbies, they brought so much joy to us as children. Then here goes Brittany Snow 69 on TikTok again, informing me that the Teletubbies were a part of a government psyop that's promoting transhumanism because they had televisions on their stomachs. Fuck! We can't even have Teletubbies? I deadass thought Tinky Winky was just trying to chill. I thought he had shrooms in that little red bag of his. Man, even my girl's nickname has duality. I call my girl BB. I have for years. I shortened her BB because my girl cute and shit. Then I'm watching some Candace Owens and she goes, "Bibi Netanyahu is killing journalists." Man, I was so mad. I was like, how the fuck does this psychotic, evil murderer get a cute-ass nickname like Bibi? To this day, anytime my girl mean to me, I look her dead in the eye and be like, don't make me have Jake Paul promote a prize fight between you and Netanyahu. I see the headline now. Bibi versus Bibi. In one corner, a monster. In the other corner, the Prime Minister of Israel. Bibi, I'm so sorry. If you're listening, I wrote this sitting next to you while we were watching SVU. Man, fuck Netanyahu. There's no punchline or joke here. I just want to say it as much as possible. I want to say fuck Netanyahu so many times when God is doing like the Spotify Wrapped on my life. He's like, okay, you ate halal 2,750 times. Your second most said phrase was fuck Netanyahu. I'd be outraged. Like, what do you mean? Second? What's first? God looks at his assistant Tinky Winky to check. Tinky Winky gets out his little iPad out of his little red bag. He takes a look. He looks up and he goes, sir, it must be a mistake. It's saying your most said phrase was I'm fine. It's crazy because Fritz Haber, after he developed a process that fed half of the world, literally went on to work on chemical warfare for the Germans during World War I. Nuts. First, this man goes, let me figure out how to feed the hungry. And then he goes, for my next trick, I'm going to take my farts and turn them into weapons. Man, duality. It's crazy because when I think about America, I think about that same duality. I don't know if it's because I'm an immigrant or what, but I like love America. Like, I'm serious. Like, I love the idea of America. I remember touching down at JFK when I was like 3 years old with my mom and seeing the city for the first time on the drive and feeling a sense of hope and wonder, a feeling that I feel to this day anytime I look outside my Brooklyn window. I love America because a community organizer from Chicago with the middle name Hussein could ascend to the highest office of this country. But I also hate America because that same man in office would sign a bill granting military funding to a genocidal state. I love America because off like a 10 mg gummy in a warehouse in Brooklyn, I experienced the feeling of love and community in a way that when I was in the moment, I thought nobody in history has ever felt like this. But I hate America because while Chad in finance is mixing amphetamines and downers in a Bill Cosby-like cocktail to feel alive on a Friday, more than 10% of this country is skipping going to the doctors or rationing their insulin because they cannot afford what it takes to be healthy in this country. I hate America because every time you look up, you see some monument or building, some racist built with slave labor. Look at Archibald Gracie, a slave owner and a man who made his money with the colonizing East India Trading Company. He built Gracie Mansion, which to this day is named after him, which serves as the official residence of New York City's mayor. But I love America because a man with a name like Zohran Mamdani from a place that was colonized and profited from by the company that employed Archibald Gracie is sitting in that racist mansion with his feet up on that desk, ordering some dum biryani and samosa chaat. I know Archibald mad as hell. His ghost in Gracie Mansion probably pissed as hell every time that Uber Eats notification goes off. Elizabeth, the Indian is ordering that wretched food again. Oh heavens, Archibald, we'll never get the smell out of the curtains. I love America. I love America. They gave my family, which 2 generations ago lived in a tin house in the middle of a small village, the opportunity to produce doctors, nurses, corporate killers, directors of departments, a podcaster. Podcaster really don't hit at the end of all of that. Deadass though, my grandma had her first kid in the middle of a remote village in Bangladesh before the age of 18. She had 9 of them, and they were all able to make it to this country and develop such full lives. And that is the American dream. And I've gotten a chance to see it, to live it even. How could I not love this country? It gave me friends, the hope and ability to pursue and do what I do, to meet the love of my life. I love America. I do, for all the things that it stands for. The fact that I'm allowed to come up here on a mic and talk about its fallacies. The fact that we're the birthplace of Sunday football, hip-hop, and turkey, bacon, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel with a little bit of scallion cream cheese with salt, pepper, ketchup. Trust. I love America because I've seen it be more than a tagline. I've seen the America that truly is the melting pot of the world's cultures. Then I go on Twitter and hate America. I open the news. I hate America. How can the country that promised me the ability to freely exercise my religion hate all those who practice it? How can the country that promised me due process, maliciously separate children from their parents without anything of the sort? How can the country that promised me life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness aid and abet Israel in the taking of that from the Palestinian people? Sometimes I roll a J, sit by my window, and look down at my little corner in Brooklyn, my own little slice of the American dream, and I wonder, what was the price of this and who paid it? America has given me a lot, and if you're watching this, it's probably given you something too. But I'm sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. You've seen what I've seen. The same country that can give us beautiful things like $1.50 hot dogs at Costco or 2 a.m. Wawa trips is capable of importing drugs to harm its own citizens and invading other countries to advance its own financial gain. So back to how did we get here? Duality. A man whose ideas fed the world is also responsible for killing it. The men and women responsible for leading America are the same profiteering from its decay. America is not a race, religion, or last name. You are just as much of an American as Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, or Elon Musk. Shit, you may be more of an American than Elon Musk if certain people were consistent in their immigration rhetoric. I think many of us are watching the leader of our country wage a war against the citizens of our country in Minneapolis, and we think that is what America is. And it is. But so is Zohran Mamdani, a Muslim man, a child of immigrants, who is leading the greatest city in the world, and who in his first 2 weeks in office was able to get universal childcare for New York families that need it. America gave us Dick Cheney and George Bush, who lied about weapons in Iraq so they could go and line the pockets of their military contracting friends. But America also gave us Senator Bernie Sanders, a child of immigrants, who has spent his entire adult life in the pursuit of the betterment of the everyday American. I'd be looking at Bernie sad as hell. I'd be like, yo, this man has worked his entire life to make people's lives better, and now he's just old and tired of fighting. America is not the worst of what we see, nor is it the best of what we see. It is the duality of both. I think many of us are content with putting our hands up and saying, let the empire fall and crumble. But if you live in this country, if your loved ones are in this country, if one day you're going to have children in this country, it is your duty to be the embodiment of the America you'd like to see. We are all equal Americans. But if we all believe in a more perfect union, we must pursue that every day. When history asks about Fritz Haber, you can say he gave the world food or poison. When history asks about America, what will you say?